So hello everyone, Carlos again with the Evolve Commerce Club. Today I'm joined by a friend and Evolve Club member, André Zimmermann. He's a senior international partner at Pipeline Capital. He's also an angel investor. So André, thanks very much.
Thank you, Carlos. It's a pleasure.
Sure. André, perhaps you can introduce yourself quickly, and then I want to ask you a few questions about what you guys are doing, your investment thesis. Let's start with yourself first.
Sure, pleasure. So I'm active in the digital advertising industry now. It's been 26 years. I started as an executive at a global multinational company called Havas. Worked there for 12 years. Previously for 2 other years at another agency, a global network, TBWA. And I then left Havas in 2013 and started my own entrepreneurship career. So I basically had a model where I was taking existing companies, ad tech, martech companies that were established businesses in Europe mainly, and making the cross-border operations to Latin America.
Right.
So I was then based in Brazil. I now live in Spain, but then I was based in Brazil, and from there also expanded to other countries such as Argentina, Colombia, Mexico, Chile, etc. So I did it for several businesses on this edtech, martech arena. Also built some other companies in locally in Brazil. So within different sectors, video advertising, performance marketing, influencer marketing, ad agencies or content agencies, CX design, audio marketing, all that sort of businesses, but all within this ad tech, martech industries. And then eventually sold some of these businesses, and in a few cases to a third-party company that acquired the whole business, including my part in the regional, in the LATAM regional chapter, and in other cases selling back to the original founders of the business. So British companies, German companies, Spanish companies, etc. So I now, in the last 4 years, accumulating a bit this role as an entrepreneur, I also became a partner at Pipeline Capital, which is an M&A firm, an advisory firm specialized in the different tech industries. And I'm responsible for launching the international operations of Pipeline Capital. So it's a company established 12 years ago. But yeah, since 2021, I've been doing the expansion to Europe, to Latin America, to the US. We now got teams, clients, projects in all these geographies, and also try to, take the benefit of that international presence to, look for opportunities for our clients, both buy-side clients and sell-side clients, going over their traditional geography, so looking for opportunities in other markets as well, right? And as you said, I'm also an investor. That started about 10 years ago through an accelerator, a local accelerator in Brazil, which is now it happens to be the largest one after a few years in the country, and also as a business investor, business angel. I've done it for in 12 different businesses across various regions, North America, Latin America, and also Europe, and always within this edtech, martech, a bit over it with also AI, machine learning, robotics. And last but not least, I've by about 4 or 5 years ago, I've included within my thesis also that I only invest in companies that have at least one relevant female founder, right? To bring a bit more of diversity into this ecosystem.
Amazing. Perhaps one question about taking a company abroad.
Sure.
Which you're very experienced on that. What makes or break? What makes a company succeed when they want to expand internationally, regardless what they do? Like in your view.
Right. That's a good question, and it's always where I start my conversations with the different businesses. Now, we help also companies do this cross-border operation using M&A as a tool for it, right? So acquiring businesses and other companies which help them enter these markets. So that's a way. It's not the only way. It's a way. But basically, before you go abroad, right, you should ask yourself, why are you doing it? I mean, what are these new markets bringing in terms of value, and how long do you expect this value to be perceived, and that you're able to capture this value? So, meaning, are you willing to grow because you intend to sell your business in 3, 4, 5 years? So now you are preparing your journey towards that event, and you want to grow, also expanding into other markets. Is that a fact? Yeah. Well, if it's a fact, then you have to consider which are the markets will bring you that growth in this period, right? Because there are markets who might bring you more growth, but in a longer time, right? A longer period, and others where you can capture good value in short time, but eventually are not bringing you to such a high level as other markets would bring you, right? So making it very concrete. For instance, if you succeed in the US, you tend to maximize the valuation of your company big time, but then it costs you much more money and effort and time to be relevant in the US, right? So these are factors you need to put into perspective and decide upon data. Then, of course, you should, and this is valid for every market, you should consider that you will need to do investments. Even if you're not buying a company in that new market, you will have to make upfront investments into hiring a team, getting to know the market, establishing yourself as an entity, as a brand. In some cases, you will have to invest in marketing efforts in that new local market, right? So there is the need for investments, which might differ from case to case, but there is definitely a need for investment. And then, of course, I mean, once you've considered you're doing an investment and you have clearly defined what are your short, medium, long-term goals in terms of growth, you need to find the right partners, the right people, right, the right approach to get into that market. Of course, cultural differences play a very big role. You and I and others were talking about that yesterday, right? I mean, the clash of culture that many times happens when a company from one part of the world moves to a completely different part of the world with very different cultural aspects and impacts on the business and the way you do business. So it's very important that you, I mean, get to know this, that you have the right partners, local partners that help you navigate through that, through these cultural differences, right? So these are a few factors maybe that I could highlight.
That's amazing. Yeah, perhaps just a few final words on the event, why you're here, what you're perceiving here, you know.
Sure. So I try to be present at some of the relevant events in the sector, right? So I've been going, for instance, to South by Southwest in Austin for 10 years now. So this year was my 10th year at this event, and events like the OMR, I mean, I came for the first time last year. It was my first year. I repeated this year, but there are others. I mean, we've got in Spain, for instance, where I currently live. We've got the Digital Enterprise Show in Malaga that I will also attend. You've got South Summit also in Madrid. You got in my town in Valencia Digital Summit, and all these events. I think for me it's a mixture, right? Of relevant content. You get to see. I mean, we've seen Scott Galloway yesterday, Amy Webb today. They're always bringing you maybe insights, but also frameworks, right? To understand the different, evolutions in technology, the different trends. So I think it's always good. And of course, I mean, it's always a good place for networking, right? To, meet people that you already know, that you will connect and have presential conversations with. which is always different than having just online meetings, right? So it's always good to see people in person, but also new potential customers or stakeholders that eventually will be relevant to your working path, your career along the year. So I think it's always good opportunity, right, to meet people as well.
Very good.
Yeah.
So thanks very much, Andrea. If people want to know more about yourself and Pipeline Capital, what's the best route?
Right. So we've got our website, pipeline.capital. This is it's our website where you also it's in English, Spanish, and Portuguese, and we've got all the contact details there as well.
Sure.
You can of course also find me on LinkedIn under my full name, André Bauch Zimmermann. And eventually through the Evolve community, where
That's right.
of course I'm present and very thankful for also the connections that you always promote. And there, I mean, it's probably for this community the easiest way to reach out to me.
Very good. That was it. Thanks very much.
Thank you.